Y'all know we like to talk about relationships and love, and we're going to add some healing with some laughs and some living here today. I have a special guest in the studio with me today, you guys, and it's my girl. You know, I am Miss. I'm just gonna take the title myself, Miss. Even though I know Queen, you still the one. But for right now, I am Miss HBC. Look, I am the one who want to promote the schools. I promote it. I promote it. I promote it. Go to a historically black college and university. Yes, your dorm room gonna suck. Yes, the food gonna suck, but that's okay because you get lifetime friends. You get, man, if you think about it, your majority of the people that's running something in this country came from a HBCU. I promise you, dig deep. Dig deep. But I got my girl TaShon in the studios from the mail room, and she's gonna sit in and we're gonna talk about her book, and she's gonna give us some steps to some self-love. Cause you know, many folks like to give everybody else love but themselves. And we're gonna talk about some self-love, we're gonna talk about some healing. So I just need y'all to know her book, man, y'all gonna have to go get her book because her book is on fire. So, y'all come on and join us. Help me welcome my guest. Make her feel comfortable today, y'all.
Hey, Sista E.
Hey,
Brown nice sis. I was gonna wear
my Morris Brown. I thought about that.
Ask you.
I thought about that. Right, just put on that Morris Brown gear.
Right.
Like Kevin hooks me up. My thick sweaters, my Morris Brown sweaters. I love it. I just call him, hey Kev, I need a new one.
Right. He got to do my hat. I think. Yeah, he's supposed to be doing my hat. No, it's the other K. He does my hats and my sweatshirt.
Oh, see,
yeah. You got somebody
rock my gear.
See,
I love it. I love it, especially on the bad hair days. I just throw a hat on, put my gear. Girl.
No, I'm having a bad hair day. I'm so glad y'all tuned in to One-on-One TKO Radio and not see this.
Well, look, I appreciate you being here with us.
I appreciate you having me.
Well, before we get started, I have to know just to learn a little bit about you.
Yeah.
We do a this and a that, this or that. What would you rather have? Okay.
Okay.
So you ready?
You're
gonna be telling some of your business.
That's okay. Look, I wrote a book. Y'all know all the business
already out there. So, would you like sunset or sunrise?
Sunset.
Ooh, yeah, sexy.
Yeah.
Summer or winter?
Oh, summer. Definitely not. I don't like the cold. That's why I'm here in the South.
But if you get too hot, you can't.
Yeah, I know that. But
skin off.
The cold, I can't do.
Can't do the cold. She can't do the cold, y'all. I can't do the cold neither. And I'm from the Midwest.
Oh,
but that's why I moved south. I know better.
Can't do the cold.
They be having snow. They be like 12 inches.
Yeah, up to your doorstep.
Talking about negative 245 degrees. Like, I'm good. Then when I say, oh, our weather is 50 degrees and it's cold. My friends in the middle is like, girl, if you don't get off our phone, that is not cold. But it's cold for me. Hey, Caprice. So, next one is football or basketball?
Basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, I like them in their little shorts.
And they short shorts.
Yeah.
They call that the male hoochie coochie shorts.
Yeah, they little shorts. I like them. They be so cute.
I like football because when they bend over and them tights. Okay, wait a minute. See, them boys is a little too young. I got children them folks age now.
I like football. I like them, but I can't see their faces. But with the basketball, you can see their faces, and then with their height and all of that.
Now, I heard a football player tell me that football players look better than the basketball players.
I don't know.
Kind of torn.
I don't know. I'm torn too. My basketball players are cute. They're cute.
They cute. They all cute, especially when checks come in. Okay.
See.
Comedy or romance for your movie night? Is it comedy or is it romance?
Comedy.
Really?
I am silly. People don't know that I'm really silly. Like I'm stupid silly.
You love to have a good time.
I do. If you can't laugh with me, if you can't find nothing silly, you just cannot roll with me.
Can't roll?
Nothing.
No.
And, I like romance too, but
Romance.
it is the comedy.
Those romance during Christmas and
Yeah,
Thanksgiving, you
yeah.
get the Hallmark.
Yeah.
Everybody got a love story, but all
Yeah.
the stories be the same. She gets in distress,
Right.
she breaks down, she find a farmer boy, fall in love, and
Right.
she got to get mad at him first,
Right,
then
right.
they get back together, and then that's the story.
And that's
See,
the
I can
story.
write one. I'm
Right.
telling you, I can write one.
Right.
I can write one, y'all. I'm gonna write one. Look,
Yeah, comedy is for me.
comedy,
Yeah.
reading or writing. That's a trick
Ooh,
question.
that is a trick question.
That's a trick
Because
question. You're a whole author.
this is gonna sound
What?
I don't like reading anymore.
Huh?
I'm gonna tell you why.
You're a school teacher.
I that's it. Like I love reading. I have books,
Uh-huh.
but like you know how you've read so much
Mhm.
and you just like I don't want to read much.
I don't want to read no more.
But I do enjoy it, and I think mainly because I've been in business mode for the last couple of years. I have not had a chance to really sit down and read everybody's book. Like your book is the last one I read, right?
Ooh, you read that book.
Yeah, I read that book, and it put me back and like, oh, I need to go back to reading just for pleasure.
Mhm.
So I guess it's a torn because a lot of my books I've been reading for either business or learning something.
You can learn something.
But I like reading for pleasure too, so
Okay.
I'm gonna get back into reading.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but I definitely like writing. So
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that goes along with that journaling. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Now,
But I do like reading. Yeah, I do promote reading, so don't get it twisted. I promote
read
reading.
a book a day.
Right.
It helps keep the dum-dums away.
You ain't never lied.
Walmart or Target?
Oh, Target.
Target?
Yes.
All day long.
All day long.
But you needed to see a good fight. So I go to Walmart.
I stopped
see a
going to
good fight.
Walmart right before the pandemic, and I can count on my hands after the pandemic. During the pandemic, I went to Walmart probably like about 4 or 5 times throughout the 2 years. I was so over Walmart, like they have some good deals, but Target now.
Target.
Yeah, I put on my sunglasses, my fur coat, and I go in there and I can get whatever I need. Hell yes. I mean, love me some Target, man. Come on.
What?
Walmart is too ghetto for me now. Like it literally is.
You can't say nothing.
I know.
Target do be clean though.
Yeah, clean.
They do be
They be
clean.
clean.
Even their uniforms be clean.
Yeah.
The folks at Walmart, they just hung them up.
And you
just
just
put 'em
get
on.
tired of the attitudes at Walmart.
Attitude. It's a
Yeah.
whole machine checking you out now.
That's true too.
Paper
Yeah.
and plastic is no longer an option. It's a whole
No.
machine. Beep,
Right.
beep.
It just be too. Walmart is for me. Oh, I ain't gonna say that because good Lord, I know I'm
Thank
back.
you, Jesus.
He will humble me.
Girl.
It's last on my list. So let's just say that.
Last on the list.
Last on the list. But Tarjay's at the top.
And the last one, running or walking. Or neither. Or
You
neither.
really don't. You need to know me. You really well know it. If it has to do with if it was sweating.
The third option, C, neither.
Neither. No, I'll walk. I'll do some walking. I'll walk. But running, girl, no. So if anybody trying to get me, I'm telling you now, they're going to kidnap me.
They go kidnap
I'm not
you.
running. I'm like,
here, just take
me. I'm not doing all that running.
Make sure you feed me because I like to eat. Just take me.
Yeah. You got some wings or whatnot. We good to go. I'm not running.
Ma'am, I
Yeah.
thought you wasn't doing
I'm
wings
not.
this year.
I did say that, didn't
No
I?
wings?
I had some yesterday.
Oh.
I did have some yesterday. I was going to tag Nelson and the crew yesterday because
Oh.
that was part of my investment. But
Yes.
yeah, I just had I ain't going to say my last batch, but it's
For a
gonna
while.
be for a while. It's going to be for a while. Yesterday
We
I had
supposed to
some.
be fast in the first part of the year.
Yeah, I messed that up too.
Yeah, I messed that
I
up
messed
too.
it up.
Don't tell my pastor, y'all.
Yeah, God.
I got to start over again. My 21 days.
But yeah, walking is good for me. I'll walk.
Walking.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. At least you'll do that.
Okay, so I'm just lying, right?
I just wanted some
Dancing.
attention.
I do dancing before I walk.
But that's actually a
I
good
really do.
exercise.
My husband be like, "Don't you want to take a walk?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, but I'll put on the music and dance."
But that could be romantic. Walking.
It can be, but he want to go up hills. He ain't
Oh.
slick. He like walking up them hills, and before you know it, and I'm trying to talk and walk. That ain't a good look. I'm out of breath. But I am back into walking. Like, I got some cute little. outfits. So I'm gonna walk.
Well, look here.
Yeah.
We got a caller that's calling in.
Ooh.
Forgot to give y'all the number. So let's see who our caller is today. Hey, this is 101 TKO. Who do I have online with us?
This is Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. How are you?
I'm all right, but I just overheard Sean say something about wings, and she wasn't supposed to be eating wings.
Well, Bobby, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I really am, Bobby. But I had a breakdown yesterday. It's called entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship. And sometimes
And I
things
just
happen.
needed me an 8-piece. I ended up getting an 8-piece yesterday.
Well, that's good. It wasn't a whole 10-piece.
Well,
You can't say the money like that, man. Wings. Ain't that what that man said?
that's what he said, and I felt so guilty yesterday as I was eating on that last wing. I really was. I did. I felt really guilty eat that last wing. I said I just sat here and promised the people that I'm gonna invest. But I'm gonna do right, Bobby. I'm gonna do right. I'm not gonna disappoint y'all no more.
Well, man, I just can't listen to you, so you don't keep eating wings like that.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna put down the wings so
Put
you
down
keep
the wings.
listening to the shows. Okay?
The wings is down. She put it down.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold you to it now. I'm gonna listen to you next Thursday.
All right.
Well, all righty then. Well, we
Make sure you
appreciate
tune
you
in
calling.
today with Conversation E, because she gonna dig a little deeper. She done got me in trouble already.
Well, thank you, Miss E, for bringing it up.
Thank you, Bobby, for calling in. We appreciate you. Keep listening. You in trouble.
Y'all are funny. Yeah, that's so.
Chef.
Yeah, walking.
Hey, Chef.
I'm walking out of the two. We do walking.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well, now that Bobby has called in and called her out on those wings.
Right. Y'all just,
Let's get into, so TaShon is the host. She is the host of the Mail Room.
Yes.
She put on an event this year where we were in a room, me, single, in a room full of black men. Ooh, Lord Jesus,
tell us
in
how
some
you
black
felt.
suits. Ooh, it was black and gold that night.
Yeah.
And boy, did we have a blast.
Yeah.
And the men got the opportunity to really tell us what they thought
Mhm.
and, share some of their thinking and how we should listen to them.
Does it make you kind of uncomfortable for me? Yeah.
I got to shut up and listen. You want me
Right.
to do two things? Most people can't chew and walk.
Right.
But you want me to shut up and listen.
Right.
Ooh,
It's definitely
Jesus.
an experience.
He better be worth the hassle.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
Tell us in your own words. Give us your bio. Tell us about you. What you got going on?
It's hard to talk about myself.
Really?
Yeah. It's very hard to talk about myself. But, I am Trinette L. Collier Green. I am a certified relationship coach, former teacher, still an educator, but former teacher. I listen, I'm an entrepreneur, family. I don't know. It's hard to talk about. I just love helping. Yeah, I'm an author, radio show person. Yeah.
Keep going.
I know, right?
You have a lot going on.
I do, and somebody had to bring that out to me. And I guess for me, overall, I just want to help people. I love just helping people in any way that I can.
Mm-hmm.
And by me being a certified relationship coach, my goal is to help people become to love themselves, before they can get into a relationship or whatnot. Because we all want healthy relationships or whatnot, but in order for us to have that, we have to build that self-love with self. And so that's my specialty. So I pride myself on helping people because I want to see people happy. I want to see people healed, mentally, physically, spiritually. So that's why one reason I don't talk about myself a lot.
Really?
No, because I really, when I have a client or whatever, I'm really like my attention is on that person. And so I focus on people and just because we're so beautiful. It's we're so beautiful, but I do have a
Most.
hard time talking about myself, so. But that's who I am.
Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
change that today. We're gonna talk all about her. We're gonna dig all the way into her business.
Yeah, no, I don't mind you being in my
Business.
business. I tell people, if you want to know something about me, ask me.
Well, we asking all the juicy
Yes,
stuff. So
ask
make
me.
sure y'all stay tuned. Stay right here with us. Make sure them kids is put away now. I'm giving y'all opportunity to put them
Yeah.
babies up.
Go
I
ahead
don't want
and
you
put 'em away.
explaining what a threesome is.
Mm-mm.
All righty, stay tuned. Stay right here on 101 TKO. We knocking it out the box. We'll be right back. My Morris Brown sister in here with me. My brown night,
the
and
brown nights.
we on fire, y'all.
Yes.
I keep saying that because not only is she a certified, now a lot of folks
Yes.
out here talking about they a life coach and a
Mhm.
finance coach. How you a finance coach but you broke? How you a whole life coach but your life in shambles? But you out here trying to teach somebody else.
You flexing.
How are you a whole relationship person but your man cheating?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad.
You stepped on some toes today.
So, but when you put those certified in front of it, that means you took time to get into your craft, to get into your business. You took the time to learn. You ain't got some education behind that. So now you know what a little bit of what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
That's
because
it.
everybody out here, although since the pandemic, ever since then, everybody want to do all these online businesses and everybody is a life coach.
Yeah.
But some people just need Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't even put life coach on there. Just go put a Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But she's certified, y'all. She's a certified relationship coach.
Yes.
And she's also an author. That's the part that I love. You know, I love me some authors. Her book, Woman on Fire.
Ooh.
I need to make sure y'all go out to Amazon. Go to Amazon.
Yes.
Amazon Smile. Woman on Fire. This book, I read this book and I was like, oh my God. Now, I thought my book was a mess. Big dick and a bald head ain't worth the hassle. If you do not have that book, go get that book right now. But this one, I was like, oh my goodness, the money.
Yeah.
I want to go get the bank and just give you all back your money.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this book.
Yeah. Make sure when y'all do go to Amazon, or you can get off my website, but when you go to Amazon, make sure you put in Trinette calling. You know, it's a lot of woman on fires.
Oh, only this one, the Trinette Collier. In fact, tell us your website. Go to the website and get it.
Yes.
Better yet.
I am TrinetteLCollier.com. You can get it from there. But if you just so happen, you get an autographed version if you order from the website. But I say that because I remember having some older seasoned women. They were like, Sean, I'm trying to find this woman on fire. And this is not right, Sean. This not right. And they took a picture of it. Then you know better. I said, no, Auntie, that's not the woman on fire. No. You gotta type my name. Because that woman on fire with them other ones. Ooh. Them other ones. I said, no, grandmama, y'all. That's not me. You gotta put in the name. And they said, oh, okay. So that's why I said, make sure you put in Trinette Collier. But yeah, Woman on Fire was my first project, first published book back in 2013. And it actually is entry from my my journals, diaries, journals, because I'm an avid journal writer. So at that time, I kept a journal of my marriage. I would always do the good, bad, and ugly of it. So this is actually entries from my journal. Okay. Yeah, my marriage journal. And it's not even half the journal. Like, it's not even half.
It's just a part one.
It really is. And this is the part that God told me to write and to release. So, because I didn't want anybody to know about it. I didn't have an intent of writing a book. I did, but I didn't. But, I was like, I'm not trying to talk about my life, because I was a very private. When I say private person, I'm a very private person. Even though I'm on social media now, I'm very private. So you want me to talk about what happened?
The most embarrassing,
like
the part that made you feel like the worst.
Child.
But that's what blesses people.
Yeah.
Your testimony.
Yeah.
And this book in here.
Yeah.
And the planning of the baby. Yeah. I mean, y'all got to get this book. So tell us the story. Okay, let me start over. Tell us why you wrote this book.
So I wrote the book because afterwards, I consider myself the perfect wife, the perfect wife. Yeah, I had this planner growing up. I was always a planner. I am that child that planned out my life. So you go to school. You say you're gonna get married, have, I wanted my 5 children, but then I ended up
5.
Yeah, I wanted 5 children. I'm the oldest of 5, right? So I wanted to be like I know, right? So I was like, okay, well, I scratched it out. Just give me 2, I was, moving on up in my career, and, on paper, my life looked really, really great. Like it was planned out. I was, had become a doctor in education and principal and all of that. And I was going to retire at like 65 and live out. That's how I planned out my life, right? I had my notebook, had a purple binder, everything was set.
Purple.
Yes.
We ready to go.
And this was like in my teen years. So like, that vision board thing, I've been doing vision board stuff, right? Had notebooks. So, but life happened. And I didn't know how to handle life. So, of course, I was on the right track. I got the house. I left Cali, came here, went to school, Morris Brown, all of that. And then, I found a dude. I found him.
You found him.
I found him on Far Road of Buckhead on September, Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, I found him.
Party time.
I sure did. And rode around the block like 3 times. I said, oh, you cute. I'm cute. Let's get together. So, and that's what I did. And so, again, I was like, okay, everything is perfect. He likes me. I like him.
Okay. Boy meets girl. Girl
Yeah,
meets boy.
Within 3 to 6 months.
He was fine, wasn't he?
He was fine.
6'4".
Yeah.
I saw that. Dark skin.
Yeah.
Had hair.
Yeah, close to being bald.
Close to being bald. That's triggering.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I'm like 2-parent home, so all of those, the dynamics were there at first, So, of course, we got married, and boom, I'm like, okay, still on track. I'm checking off on my life plan, checking off. And then it's like, okay, we got first house, then the second house, and I'm like, check, or whatever. And then again, I became teacher of the year, and I'm just like, yes.
Moving in your career.
I'm moving in my career. I just finished my master's, and now I'm about to go ahead and get that doctorate. Baby, still didn't have a baby yet, so I'm like, okay, I'm working on that. And then boom, life happened. What I found
intriguing was you met him in September. You were engaged in December. Y'all moved in February. Then a year later, y'all got married. And then what you said was, I bought us a house. And for me, that was like, ding, 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 red flag. I bought us a house.
Listen, it was red flags when I met him.
Oh,
he was walking.
Oh,
he was
like
walking.
2 feet. Like
he was walking.
Marta,
you didn't have a car
at all.
Not at all. And you still live with your mama now.
Mama now.
Yeah.
You live with mama now. Ain't no car.
Ain't no car.
Well, this is before we knew about red flags. We didn't know about red flags.
No, that ain't no excuse.
I'm trying to get a good one out. Like,
no.
Make it not sound so bad.
That was no excuse because I knew my goal was I can control it. You see what I'm saying? And that's the part that a lot of women don't want to admit. You knew. Now, some red flags you don't see. There's some stuff you don't see. But if you already knew, because if you read the book, you will know that my goal was to have a child, right? My goal was to have this, to keep this perfection going because I was a church girl. So I'm active in all of these organizations. I'm active in church. I am, I'm doing it because, I thought my life is supposed to be TV. Like, I thought this is what you're supposed to do.
Okay, Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Married, baby in a carriage, my career. Yeah, okay,
yeah,
okay.
All of that. But I knew that if I can control whomever, that my plan would go. So I was in control of my plan.
We on schedule.
We on schedule. Right.
Okay.
Because prior to that, in 94, my dad died, right? So I felt like I lost control of life because nobody saw death in our family because we were close-knit family, right? So we'd been together. So I'm like, okay, I can't control that, but I can control everything else around me, right? Okay. So including who I date or get married or whatnot. Then I also had to stay on this plan. I was 26, 27. So I had to get married before 30. I had to have this baby before 30.
Isn't that what they tell us though?
Yes. They tell you, oh, well, if
Getting
you're
old.
getting old, you're not gonna be able to have babies, this, that, and the other, which is far from the truth.
I met a lady last night who had a baby at 44.
Mm-hmm. I know a 46-year-old. So and that's part of this journey that I want women to understand. Man puts a time on us. God never put the time on us. He never.
He said his time.
His time. And if his time is 100, I pray to God that, it's like not 100 that I'll try to have a baby or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's his time.
Mm-hmm.
So when we start looking, and this is for my believers, there's a difference. Because I know some people are like, well, God, you can't be a believer and still doubt him. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. So if you're a Christian, and I've had a lot of Christian friends, well, sis, God may not want. Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you for your opinion.
Right. But I'm going to
back to my Bible.
Right. So at that time, again, I was in control of everything.
Okay,
So
Janet Jackson.
Yes, I was in control. Look, I had like playing that house. Woo, you couldn't tell me nothing. What? I was Miss Home Organization. Listen.
So what
I was the other. I don't know. I was good. I was perfect.
You was perfect. That's what happened. You was perfect.
I was perfect, and I neglected home. So in this book, and I like to tell people, it's not a man bashing book. It's not even bashing my ex-husband. He did what he did, but I also have to, as I matured, God had to show me what I didn't do as well,
mm-hmm.
and what you know what I'm saying. So after all of that, God had to humble me. Because I'm Miss Perfect. My house smelled good. Everything was good. Dinner. I cooked, but you won't have something to eat.
So I saw
bills are paid, all of that.
Where you kept saying, I'm doing it good. I'm doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So what was the missing piece?
The missing piece was I was focused on me. Everything was me. Like, I need to get my baby. Even though we talked about it, he wanted a family too. But I was on this timeline. I was on this time, okay, I'm about to hit 30. Boom. Things are moving too slow. When we met, I said, I have 5 years before I leave my job to start my business.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? So it's like, okay, what you got going?
He was walking. He was trying to find a car.
He was. And he didn't take me seriously. Because again, if I'm paying for everything, if I'm taking care of the household and you're just giving me whatever, whenever, then guess what?
No, okay.
Yeah, even
that was crap.
Even
okay.
That was crap.
My goodness.
But I was okay.
No good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I was okay with it because guess what? I was in control of it. I was on my plan. So if you weren't producing, guess what? I can cover the mortgage this month. Guess what? I can cover the bills. I can cover the car notes as long as I'm on this plan.
Miss Independent
all the way. All the way. I was the top tier card holder for Miss Independent.
Cars, crib, credit.
All of
just
it.
Doing it all.
Yes.
By yourself.
Yes.
With a husband. See, that's what a lot of women do. We miss independent, but we married. But you operate and moving like you single.
That's it.
So there was no partnership there.
It was no partnership. I think it was more so too, he was looking for, because I was of course more mature, and I already was I was already in my career. And I'm already, So for him, I think it was more so like, okay, well, she's taking the lead. I'm gonna let her lead on everything, and I'm gonna do whatever I want to. So we were good in the beginning. We, taking our trips. I'm planning. Like, I was like the ultimate planner. We doing, family trips, friend trips, games. Got season tickets, and we doing all of the American dream stuff, right?
Look here,
but at my expense. But as long as it was on my
that's
plan.
where it's not the American dream.
Right.
So we're going to take a break, and when we come back after this, we're going to talk about her bank account. Yeah, we're going to get into this. We're going to find out how her bank account became his playground. His brother that was walking. Now, I'm not talking about brothers that's walking, because some folks do be trying to get their life together, but Sis. And he living at home with mama. All right. Y'all stay tuned. Stay right here with us. We'll be right back on One-on-One TKO, and we getting into the business. Y'all get some pencil and paper out so y'all make sure we don't make these same mistakes again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. on Saturdays at 10 a.m. with the mailroom crew. But today she's here.
Yes, with Sister E.
And Lord. Before we get into that, let's send out and talk about some local news. It's a somber moment. We want to send out our prayers and our love to the whole entire staff and team of the University of Georgia football team. One of the players and the trainer had an accident. Yesterday they had the parade and they were celebrating. These young folks, he was 20 years old, actually passed away. They had an accident, hit a tree, and the other two people that was in the car is in the hospital. One was being released, but the other one was still in intensive care. And the 20-year-old football player, he did die, so he did pass away. So we want to send out love, especially to my baby Miles Thornton on the team. We send in love and hugs to everyone on the entire team. To go from celebration to death is just life moments, transition. You could be here today, even the young man's last video, he did like a social media video. He's live, he's happy. And then a few hours later, so about 2:30 this morning was the car accident. So we want to send love and prayer out to the University of Georgia football team and the coaches and staff.
Yeah, most definitely.
At the same time, it is Dr. King's birthday today.
Yes. Happy birthday, Dr. King.
But his life celebration is always the third Mondays of the month of January. So his celebration is tomorrow. So make sure you're not working. Make sure you're tuned into a 101 TKO radio station while you throw some meat on the grill. You know how we like to celebrate. We don't need a reason. It could be cold and raining outside. We don't need a reason to throw the meat on the grill. So throw some meat on the grill and go out and do some community service, man. Go help somebody. You may think your situation is bad, but I promise you there's somebody that's just worse than you. So let's celebrate, and go out and do some community service. Take a mask, take some hand sanitizer, clean up, and go out and do some good in the community. All right?
Yeah.
Also, if you have a brand or a business or an event that you want to advertise, send us an email. Let us advertise it for you. We have a special going on that you do not want to miss. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is because you got to actually email me. My email is sistae123@gmail.com. It's real simple. That's sistae123@gmail.com. Shoot me over an email and I'll be sure to get you all the information that you need to advertise your brand, your business, because marketing, people have a great idea, they have a great event, and they miss the biggest piece. How people gonna know about you? So send this, it's marketing. You need your business to be out to the world. So send me an email, let me get some information out to you. But while we're here, let's talk about this book, Woman on Fire, y'all.
Yes.
And we were just talking on commercial break, and my mouth is hitting the ground like, here, I thought I went through the ringer. It's always somebody's story worse than yours.
Yeah. It really is when you think about it. But if it wasn't for God's mercy and grace, I would be at Rice Street right now.
The grace and mercy.
Yeah.
We had grace, but you can't have grace without mercy. You got to have both of them because it saves people's lives. I promise you we do.
Yeah.
Because let's talk about this money. So we were having a baby girl. You had the house set up. You had her room fixed up.
I had all of that. I had an extra room. I, wanted to get a 3-bedroom, so I fixed up her room and all of that kind of stuff. So
hair bows.
Everything was good. It was going good.
Okay.
It was going good. And I'm like saving. I got me a 6-figure savings account.
6-figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Because mind you, I've been working I was working 6 and 7 jobs in college. So I was always focused on.
I was a go-getter.
Yeah, I've always been like I'm gonna be a business owner because again I was born into an entrepreneur family, right? So I knew that I had to have my money, and along with your career annuities and savings and all that kind of stuff. So so I end up so where were we? Okay, so everything was going good around that 5th year or so. Noticed some changes, you know.
Let's talk about them changes. Me and y'all have telltale signs. I just want y'all to know. I know it's a song called Telltale Signs, but y'all really do have telltale signs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first one.
He changed his cologne.
Now you smelling good. You didn't
You
add
smell
water and
different.
soap.
And you're changing you got new underwear.
So the drawers don't have holes in them no
You
more.
got some new
No doo-doo stains.
none.
All of that.
None. You
Now
got
you
new,
clean again.
and then you got new clothes. You got a new style. And I'm looking like,
Oh, you dressing
you
better.
dressing different. Okay. Oh, okay. So we're doing that, and then the intimacy, the sex started dwindling down. All of a sudden, you know, I'm tired, or I just
A
don't
man turning down sex.
Right. I'm like, oh, okay.
Now,
Okay.
do men turn down sex? Be honest.
I'm like, oh.
No, they don't.
They
Something
don't
going
turn
on.
it. Right.
If he ain't giving it to me, he giving it to somebody else.
If he ain't sick or if he ain't depressed, you know, if he ain't got some other, you know,
Even
some
when they
nature.
depressed, they give it to
Well,
you a little bit.
It depends. We had to talk about that. Yeah, it depends. But if you ain't sick, he wasn't none of all that.
He wasn't
He
sick. He
wasn't
wasn't
sick.
depressed.
He wasn't none of that.
None of that.
Mm-mm.
He just not piping.
He just wasn't. So, you know, I'm like,
Telltale
okay.
sign.
I started noticing, but I kept life going. I kept, you know, the house going. I kept my career going. I kept going. And I did see some, you know, I started looking at them, but, you know, as a woman, you don't want to, like, literally face it. When you're not ready to deal with it, you're going to keep going. So I kept moving.
Excuses.
Yeah, I made excuses. And other people can see it, you know, they can hear it in my voice, or, you know, it's like, where is he? He's not with you today, and I'm making up excuses or whatnot, you know. And so that went on, and then and during that time, it was like he was emailing and didn't know that I can hack into the emails, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
bruh,
I was good with
listen.
computers. I was good
We
with
can
tech.
hack into your computer.
Yeah, you know.
We know your passcodes, and you don't know that we know your passcode, but you so simple, we ain't figured it out.
We done figured
So we
it out.
heard the voicemail, the
You know?
emails. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to tell you.
Yeah. So I looked at one day, he had the email, I opened up something, was just like, check it. And I checked it, and there were pictures of him and this woman, and
What kind of
baby
pictures?
shower pictures. And he had his hand around the woman. I'm like, okay. And his mom was there. And
That was his cousin.
And that's what was told to me. That was his cousin, right? And I said, okay, I've never met this cousin. As long as we've been married, I haven't met this cousin.
At this point, I have been married for 5 years, and this is a cousin you
This
never
is a cousin I've never met. I've been to the family reunions and all
met. I need to meet all your kids.
Right. I haven't met this cousin. So I'm just like, okay. So another cousin, I reached out to another official cousin that I knew, and
one that was really in the bloodline.
right.
Mhm.
He confirmed that was not a cousin of theirs. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I started questioning it. And of course, you know, when somebody's lying, they're going to make all these excuses. And I said, yeah, you know. And I said, okay, I'm going to let it slide. But I wasn't done with my investigation. Y'all know how us women do.
We're going to get all
We're going
the
to get
information.
all of it.
I noticed on social media,
All of it.
the wife, the ex-wife, the girlfriend. Okay,
Everybody.
my bad. Okay.
But back up to that, before that baby shower picture, you ready for this?
Okay.
You ready?
I'm
we
ready.
talking about the money. We talking about the money.
We
part
talking
of
about
it.
the money.
So you do know
Over
that
6-figure savings. In savings. This is not the
Mhm.
checking account.
Mm-mm.
This is in the savings.
In savings.
Okay. What happened?
Yeah. So you do know before you get pregnant, right?
Uh-huh.
How you get pregnant. Like,
Usually insert into the
Yeah.
vagina. leave
so
some-
that happened on one of the trips that I funded.
Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. You funded a trip for him. You went too, right? Wait a minute. You funded a trip for him and didn't go? Just for him to go with another woman? He went with another woman
Yeah.
on the trip, and she got pregnant on the trip while you were trying to get pregnant. Oh, that's some bull. Man.
Yeah, I funded the trip. I did not know it.
Oh,
Didn't
wow.
know it. So, you know, it was, I'm going on the guys trip. But again, I know your friends that you hang out with, and none of the friends were going on this friend trip. Because I started calling these friends. I'm like, oh, y'all got y'all, you know, I was good with it. Like, you know, you're going to Jamaica for a guys trip. And I said, okay. So the guys started saying, no,
No, we ain't going.
We ain't planning no trip. I said, oh, okay.
Uh-uh.
Okay. And I
His
kid you
homeboys
not.
didn't have his back. They didn't lie for
They
him.
didn't. They did not. That's why we're cool today, because they did not lie for
Nah,
that
bro.
Negro.
By yourself.
They did not lie for that Negro. Because again, there was no, like, everything was cool. You start feeling yourself and you figure, okay. So I funded this trip. Of course, he went to Jamaica. And it was like, okay.
Right street.
This is gonna really trip you out. So it was during the day, school day, and we had been kind of at odds with each other, and so he was like, "Yeah, I'm packing up. I'm about, I'm thinking you going to surprise me with a trip, right, in the middle of the day." That's how like I was in La La Land, right? And I said, "Okay, where are we going?" It was like, "Oh no, going to Jamaica," but and I said, "Okay," and this is before he was telling me it was a guy's trip, right? So I'm thinking,
Guy's trip.
but
You
didn't
funded.
give me that I funded, but you didn't give me time to pack or, put stuff together, get a sub for the, school or whatnot.
Mhm.
We just going to go,
Mhm.
I said, okay. So I'm like, he must gonna buy everything over there because I ain't pack up nothing.
You ain't did none of that.
So I'm taking you to the airport
Going to the airport.
before I had to go to school, go to work, and you get out the car. You give me a peck on the cheek.
A peck
I see you in a couple
on
days.
the cheek.
I just knew, okay, I'm going to park the car because I was driving. I'm going to park the car while he go check us in. But again, I don't have no bags, right? That's no bags,
None of that.
nothing. He got out the car and I said, okay. He said, I'll see you in a couple of days. I said, oh.
A couple of days, not a couple of minutes, a couple of days.
Right. And I literally, at that moment, I stood right there in the park, on the side of in the airport, and I sat there for a minute, and I said, "Well, he's gonna come back out." Yeah, I really was. I was in shock. And a few minutes passed, and I said, "Well,
he ain't coming
he
back.
ain't coming back." So then that's when the police officer, you're
Move
like
that car.
zoned out, and then the police is right up on you, move it. And I said, okay. So I'm driving across 285, I'm headed to work. I'm not crying, I'm still in shock. And all day, so that day, teaching really didn't go on. Like, because my mind was like,
So these third graders ain't learned nothing.
Yeah,
I just want y'all to know, y'all
yeah.
third graders didn't learn nothing that
They
day.
didn't. Not that day. Not that day. So we had a staff meeting. And I sat at the staff meeting at the table, and these are people, most of them were friends. And I sat at the table, and all I heard was the principal, that Charlie Brown voice, wah, 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 wah. That's all I heard, and I just blurted out at the table. I said, "Y'all, he going to Jamaica." And I remember sitting there. This is at the staff meeting. The other people couldn't hear me, but the immediate people at the table. And it so happened it was like the friends. You know how you have your
work friends.
Yeah, your work friends.
Hey, work friends.
And so one of the girls, she said, "What?" I said, "He in Jamaica." And she said, "And you not with him?"
Do you have a job at that time?
Mm-mm.
He had no job, no car. This Negro is in Jamaica.
And so she said, "Trinette." And she really wanted to call me dumb, but she knew how sensitive I was. And she said, "Trinette." She said, "Who did he go with?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "All right." She said, "We're about to talk after."
Which means she about to help you.
And it was that moment where I was like, oh, okay. So after work, the posse got together.
Round them up.
And they had a talk with me. And I said, okay, he's not in Jamaica with me. All right. So I had literally 3 days at the house by myself. And I just remember being in tears, just like, because I couldn't believe this was happening. I'm like, he's in Jamaica. I'm already struggling without people really knowing that I'm struggling because I'm paying for everything.
Your six-figure salary.
Right. And
savings.
Right. And this hadn't even been, like, I hadn't even left the job yet because remember, I stopped working to fulfill the first entrepreneurship journey.
Right.
So it's like, wait a minute, how you got time to go to Jamaica or whatever? And
you ain't got no job, no car.
Yeah. Nothing.
You ain't paid no bills.
Nothing.
You ain't did none of this.
Yeah.
Y'all, we gonna take a break. And when we come back, we gonna find out what happened. Cause He in Jamaica with no job. How you in Jamaica with no job? Y'all, we coming right back. Stay locked in right here on 101 TKO. We'll be right back because I'm going to find Brother Man in the daytime with a flashlight looking for him. Take us out. I'm mad for you at this juicy. Now, for everybody that's sitting back talking about, oh, she was dumb, oh, she was stupid. Shut up. You did it too. You did something stupid and ridiculous for a man too. Don't act. We just talking about hers.
Yeah.
Let's talk about yours. She wrote a whole book. Y'all need to make sure y'all go get this book, Woman on Fire by Trinette Collier.
Yes.
Make sure you put in her name. Visit her website. Tell us your website.
I am TrinetteLCollier.com. And if you order from there, you can get an autograph. Yeah. Autograph copy. Yes.
Autograph copy.
Yes.
Because she is still here to tell her story. We're telling these stories and we're having these conversations because we have to help our younger sisters.
Yeah.
We have to help the next generation. We have to break the curse.
Yeah.
We have to break the cycle.
Yeah.
This can't keep continuing to happen. And at the same time, we got to raise our boys to be men.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
old saying, we love our daughters, but we raise our,
Yeah.
we raise our daughters, but we love our sons.
Yeah.
I need you to do both,
Yeah.
mamas and daddies.
Right.
Love and raise both.
Right.
'Cause
Exactly. Yeah.
Bruh
Because
man
the mama knew.
My
ex-mother-in-law knew.
Mama.
She kept it. So fast forward, he ended up having a baby.
with the chick you paid for the trip
that I
for.
paid for the trip for. They got pregnant over there. So had the baby, and I still didn't know, but his family knew.
Families.
We were going to church together and all that. They were babysitting the baby when the baby was born around the corner. We lived around the corner from each other. Yeah.
Wait, the girl lived around the
No,
corner?
the parents.
The parents lived around
So
the
they
corner
were
from
they were
y'all.
watching the baby. They were babysitting the baby.
Oh, they just getting to know their grandchild.
Yeah, yeah. And I had no idea. So while he was building his home on the east side, and and I'm just like, okay, so now everything is starting to crumble. Like now, he came to the house, he started moving his stuff out. And I was like, okay. So, of course, our distance, our conversation was, you calling me from the phone, you're not coming home and all this. That's because you were building your home. Your new one. Yeah, your new home.
Because men don't leave one without having another.
Exactly. And that's what he was doing.
They just don't.
So
I'm sorry.
He went on, he started moving out, and it was it was Christmas, I want to say Christmas Eve or Christmas, because it was during a holiday season, and it was like, okay, he left. And I'm just like, oh, okay, he's gone. So I remember sitting in the house, I'm crying, and then when I found out about the child, I was like, that was that September, and before Christmas in that September, because I was on my way to a friend's wedding. And
How did you find out?
I got a phone call. I knew it was not right. So the mother-in-law called me. My ex-mother-in-law called me. She said, I need to talk to you.
Oh, now mama want to act right. Now mama want to go and.
So she had the divorce papers because I remember we had downloaded some, because we had, like I said, we had been at odds and everything was starting to crumble. And at that time, we downloaded the divorce papers, but we had never signed them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, they're going to be there. Boom, boom, boom. It's just not flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Then that September, his mom came over and I was headed out. I said, well, I'm in a happy mood. I'm ready to go celebrate. And she's like, no, I really need to talk to you. Sat me down on the couch. And
Wait, she called you to come over.
Yeah, she called me to come over.
So this is in person,
yes,
face to face.
Face to face. So because I asked her, I said, well, you want to talk on the phone? She's like, no, I need to see you. So we sat down, she came over, and she said, I'm sorry to tell you. She was like, he does have a child and he wants, if you can, just go ahead and sign these papers.
Wait, he wasn't man enough.
He was not man enough
to tell you about the baby or to ask you to sign the papers.
Nope. Had his mama to do it.
You big mama's boy. See, this is
and
why I don't want no more mama boys. No more mama boys. Don't call my phone. Mama boys, get rid of my number. If you are a mama's boy,
a straight mama's boy. And I literally remember crying out so loud, right? My brother was downstairs. He was doing some artwork, right? And he was downstairs in the basement and he heard me cry out. So, he's never heard me scream out like, it wasn't dramatic, but it was like a gasp. I was like, what? Because mind you, I've been trying to have a child.
Paying money.
Paying money. So for those who don't understand, the infertility journey is expensive, right? So prior to this, it's like he wanted a child as well. We had been planning for a child. And so to know that I can't have a baby or, couldn't have a baby, but now you have a child. And so all of that was in play. Like I'm spending money,
In this book.
and then, these thoughts going through your head, like, wow, he got this woman
Baby, oh,
pregnant, and here I am struggling to get pregnant. And this is all during this, like, there was no break. So it wasn't like we took a break from each other. This is during he had the affair.
Coming home at night.
Yeah.
He just smell better.
Yeah.
Drawers didn't have no holes in it now.
So all of that was taking place, and it was just like, okay. So I signed the papers, and
Right there?
in
front of mama?
in front of the mama. I signed the papers, and I remember, like I said, my brother came up and he heard what was going on. So automatically he was like, okay, let's go. And I was like, no. I'm like, it's not worth it or whatever. Because I already knew they were ready anyway to,
Pound.
pound.
They were ready to have pure romance, except on a different kind of side.
So it then after that, it just became more intense. And then later on, we tried to reconnect, but he was still in denial that he loved her and this, that, and the other. And then I remember us talking with each other, and this is about to flip y'all out. You ready?
You and who was talking?
The child's mother.
You and the baby mama.
We
Let's call it
talked.
what it is. That's a
Yeah,
baby mama.
baby's mother. So we connected on the phone, one of her family members, because apparently she was in shock. He told her to, because she didn't know
about
she
you.
didn't know.
That's
He
a
told
whole
her
other-
that I was a mean woman, old woman. I swear, y'all. He had lied and said that he had been trying to get out this divorce and
Grandma Shelby.
this, that, and the other. So when I talked to the mother of her mother,
The baby mama.
mommy, right. And she's like, well, I don't think it's, and it, a good family, you could tell. She said, I don't think y'all need to talk right now. I said, well, I want to let you all know that we're still married, and we have been married, and I'm not sure what was told, X, Y, and Z. And so you can tell they were in shock, right? Y'all ready for this? How about they were going, they had planned the wedding.
Wait a minute.
Back in
Wait,
Jamaica.
what? Who? Who?
So I've broken up their wedding plans.
Wait, I was polygamy. Wait, he was getting.
They had
You
already
know-
scheduled her wedding party. Everything was in place. So they would call themselves doing like this whole 1 year anniversary, but getting married back in Jamaica with the whole wedding party. That's why it become a mess on their end, because now you have to cancel this wedding. And I called the resort when I found out the wedding plans were again left on the email.
Oh my goodness.
Wedding plans. So that's why I tell people this story is not fabricated. Everything was documented, and my friends, not only my friends and family, but there is actual documentation.
Goodness.
They were getting married. We had not had a divorce at all. You were still living. So you had your second family, and y'all were planning. So she planned out this big wedding over in Jamaica.
Did he know that he couldn't get married to one?
That's why I was like, and I told him, I said, dummy.
What was you thinking?
What? And I asked him that. There was no answer. But in between, you're still trying to hold on, because again, I was still funding. And then so moving forward, when the plans got canceled, me still trying to be the good person. I'm like, okay, we're gonna start
What's your
all
statement?
over.
On page 93, I became obsessed with perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Everything had to be just right.
Yep. So
So
I
you still
lost the
being a
house.
good girl.
I'm still being the good girl. I still was being optimistic and like, okay, I got to make this work. So I lost the house, the foreclosure on the house, then the cars. They came to repo the cars, because foreclosure in Georgia, you miss a payment, boom, they taking your car.
Super Sunday, Super Tuesday.
Yeah. So I'm like,
look, we have a caller that has called in that want to join this conversation. If you too want to call in and join this juice, 678-439-7419. Caller, this is 101 TKO. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey y'all, listen free.
Hey, Caprice.
Hey, classical Caprice.
Baby.
Look,
Listen, I don't play about this one, that TaShon. We can jump him. That dirty.
like, can we jump him right now?
Y'all are funny.
Okay, like, Sean, you was the private investigator for real. Now I need you the private investigator. That's fine. I mean, I know
I'm not over it. He had the whole wedding plan.
Yeah.
He had a whole wedding plan.
You had a baby.
Yeah.
She funded the conception.
Everything.
You was probably about to fund the wedding too.
I was. I did pay on it. I did pay on it. I kid y'all not, y'all. When I look back on my life, I paid for it because he came to me. He was like, "Oh, I need $600 for a tooth extraction," and I'm like, "Okay." So I write a check out. Didn't know that was going towards the wedding. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm done. It's a wrap.
So now y'all understand.
Great conversation. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you for calling in, Caprice. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, I was funding
I'm
things,
bad.
and the thing about it, and that's why I said you have to have a good healing. You have to have a good supportive tribe, one that's really non-judgmental. And I want to say that if it had not been for God in my tribe, now my sister, my biological sister, and my brothers, they were hot-headed.
Locked and loaded.
When I tell you, they were locked and loaded on the real, like on the real. And so I had to create, so here I am in the middle of all this chaos because now I'm losing money. So, I stop working to fulfill my dream. And of course he wasn't there for that, because again, that was in my pocket. He wasn't supportive. But you knew all of this. So it wasn't like I just, say, hey, I'm quitting my job or whatever. Because again, I had everything planned. I had everything planned down to my hair appointment where everything was budgeted. I was good at that. Like, this is going to sustain us or whatever. And it was rolling. So now here I am in the middle of a divorce, middle of foreclosure. And when they come and take your house,
Super Tuesdays.
45 days. The guy was good. He said, well, how much time do you need? I said, give me a few weeks and I'm gonna have. So I sold everything in the house. I didn't want nothing that had both our names on. I didn't want nothing. And mind you, everything was in my name. So that I went from an 800 credit score to now bankruptcy, foreclosure, recall. Then I get my cars taken away because I'm paying on them, but you riding around in a Hummer. Oh, yeah. So
now he got her to put the Hummer in her name
while I'm riding and catching rides and catching the bus or whatever.
Marta.
So again, I'm trying to start over. I'm like, we're gonna do this, and it was November, my birthday of 2007. After I tried to reconnect, I got us a new apartment downtown. Them apartments are high. Here I am spending my money. Mind you, I done went from a 6-figure savings. I done went from all of these, all of this stuff. I wasn't rich or anything. Everything was planned for my business or whatever. And it got to the point on my birthday, I wanted a purse, a Coach purse.
Okay, that's easy enough.
It's easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would think. Mm-hmm. You can go to Macy's, get a little $100 purse. He asked what I wanted. Yeah, I paid for that too. You took Macy's card, didn't you? So, we're sitting at dinner with my friends and family. You could tell the mood. My mom was there. Everybody knew what was going on, but they knew me. And they knew, like, Trinette is really trying to make this work. But you could see even his friends were like, bruh, you effed up. So I'm opening this purse up in front of everybody. And I'm like, And the
fake happiness.
The fake happiness. And so got back to the apartment, and you're trying to have that birthday sets and all that. It just wasn't it. And God was like, this
brother
is
man ain't good in the bed. He ain't good nowhere.
And it was like, okay.
Sorry, that's just how I feel. He ain't good in the bed. He ain't good nowhere. You ain't got no money, no sex.
None.
What that mouth do? See what I'm saying?
Like,
what no use for him no more.
Like,
just wasn't no more use for him no more.
And then the phone call came in from his baby's mother. and she
Hold that thought.
Yes, you.
Hold that thought.
Woo.
We going to a commercial break. We gonna listen to some music, and we gonna come back and find out about this baby mama. Cause Lord help me. Woo! Stay right here. Stay locked and loaded. You are on with Conversations with Sister E and my special guest TaShon from the mail room. We'll be right back after this.
Right back. Yeah.
Hey, this is 101 TKO Radio, and I'm your girl, Sister E, and we're just having conversation.
Yes, a good conversation, huh?
Conversation.
Y'all need some popcorn. I ain't warned y'all.
We need popcorn, a little Hennessy. We need a whole lot. A cigarette afterwards. Woo!
Like stand out there in the cold with a cigarette.
Shaking in the cold.
Child,
Knowing you
what
too cold to
talking-
even finish that smoke. For the smoke come out, it's frozen.
Right.
But look, she is talking about her book, Woman on Fire. Y'all have to go get this book.
Yes, please.
Please tell them where to go get this book.
You can get it from Amazon and Books A Million, but I prefer you to get it from my website so that you can get an autographed copy, and that's IamTrinetteLcollier.com. But then, if you got Prime and you ready to get it like now ASAP, you can get it from Prime. But go to IamTrinetteLcollier.com and get an autographed version.
Look, y'all, this book is so juicy that it makes you want to either call your ex and apologize, like you're not as crazy as I thought you was. You still raggedy, but you ain't as crazy as I thought you was. Or you want to say, let me go find him in the daytime with a flashlight. Like, I'm going to locate him somewhere.
Yeah.
Look. So tell us, what did the baby mama say?
So during that birthday, she told me, she said,
all of this is in the book, y'all.
All this is in the book.
Go get the book.
She said, well, I had this baby. And that's it. So that means you've been pillow talking to her about what I was going through with the infertility. And that was the lowest blow.
Oh, so she feel like she won.
She won. That was her message, that
she won because she got the baby.
And she got the baby. And so right then, that was that gut punch. And that was that sign that I guess God said, listen, I've been trying to give you these signs for the last 6-7 months.
Ain't seeing nothing. I done sent you a lifeboat, a helicopter. You not seeing nothing.
So that last message came from this woman. And it was the
nail in the coffin.
Yeah. And I said, you're right. And it hurt. It hurt like hell, because for another woman to tell you something that you know that you can't do, and that baby was that thing. And for this woman, so that means you have been telling her,
and I'm
about
sure she said it with a
with a
confidence.
The confidence. And then so
I won.
Right. And that was it. So I remember that was it. I'm like, okay, we didn't have furniture, whatever. So I packed up whatever I had left, because everything I had to put in storage. He drove me down to my sister's house in his Hummer, while my car got repoed.
I think I would have set him on fire.
I tried to bust the tires up, but Hummer tires were too thick for a little knife. But I remember, and that was the journey of my homelessness and me just being without. I went down to my sister's house with $200 left in my pocket.
So you started with a six-figure savings
to $200 in my pocket.
$200.
And that was, I had to put everything in storage. So really, I didn't have anything. I had 10 cents in my pocket, in my wallet. Wow. So I didn't have money to get to no longer fund me. So now I went from Miss Independent to now dependent on my family. Here I am, 2 degrees, educated, businesswoman, all of this, everything taken away from me. I got to, get help. And for 3 years, that's what I did. And
for 3 years.
3 years. So part of that 3 years, getting everything together. I won't tell everything. I need y'all to get the book, because again, it explains.
And then you'll understand why this book title is Woman on Fire.
And then
I'm on fire.
Then you'll understand who I am, because a lot of times people like, you have patience or what. It's from God, because again,
God.
If it was not for Him,
Right,
and the patience or whatever, I literally would be at Rice Street, or I would be one of those women like, snap. Or I would be around here with hatred, like I talked about last week, hatred for Black men or men, period, or
you
whatnot.
said yesterday on your show, by the way, TaShon has a show on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. right here on 101 TKO.
Yes.
You said yesterday, like, you hated men.
Yeah, I hated men.
I don't know how anyone can hate men.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I love y'all.
Even though they get on our nerves and they a hassle, we have to have them.
But that, to me, that was the ultimate betrayal. You know, I took these vows and, you know, we stood before God and X, Y, and Z. And so that was the ultimate betrayal. So for me, that was it. So I went on this self-love journey for 8 years.
Self-love.
That brought me to to the next project. And I am very proud of this project because I know people put out journals and they put out books and so forth. I'm not here to take your money. That's the God's honest truth. This journey and journal actually came from an actual journey. You know what I'm saying? So for 8 to 10 years, I was abstinent, abstained for sex for 8 years.
You wasn't getting none.
I wasn't getting none.
At
Right?
all.
I had to go on a journey of self-love where I had to re-love myself, learn to re-love myself all over. Because again, I kept trying to figure out, why am I attracting these same type of guys?
Same one.
Same ones. You know,
Bald head.
let's see.
Tall. Or tank it. Bald head. It's the same ones.
The same ones that, because I started looking back at all of the men that I dated, they all cheated on me and all had babies on me. Every last one of them. And so my ex-husband was the last of it to go, you know, I said,
Right.
well, something is not right. So I had to look at myself, and I talk about the different steps to take. And one of my activities, I tell people, get in a full-length mirror.
Full length.
Butt naked.
Butt next. See all the dimples.
See
all the wrinkles.
Everything. That's one of the activities in the journal. And I said, you have to take a hard look at yourself inside and outside. And this is not it's not going to happen in one day.
No,
it's not going to happen in 2 days. It took a whole 8 to 10 years for me to get to this step. And so when I present to you all, it's a journey. So when I present to people with my journal, it's not them that I put overnight. I didn't write this overnight. These are actual steps that I had to take
real
place.
Tools.
Yeah. And these are tools that I put in place that helped me on my journey of healing. So it's like the healing I didn't date anybody. That's why I emphasize close your legs and don't date while you're in the healing stage.
Close your legs, close your mouth.
You know,
listen.
Because the thing is, when I asked God to open up my heart again, to love again, I wanted to love again. I knew that wasn't totally off but I was filled with hate. But I knew that God had greater for me. So
that's better.
Yeah. And so I asked God to help me to release all of this. And it took almost 10 years for me to release this. So in the 8 years of being by myself, I didn't date. I surrounded myself with prayer, release, affirmations, therapy, all of this stuff. I started dating myself, getting to know who I was. And then lo and behold, boom, here comes Chef.
Whoa, watch out now.
Here comes Chef. And I was like, no.
Head full of hair.
6'4",
tall.
No, very thing I said I didn't want. I said I don't want another 6'4".
He wasn't your type.
He was not my type because I was still like,
them be the ones.
But guess what? When I asked God to bless me, I said, God, I remember being in prayer and I said, Lord, I want to love again. I want you to send me the man that I need.
You have for me.
Yes. And that's why a lot of times my clients, or they don't become my clients because they don't like and that's why I cannot tell anybody how to get a man or a woman, because there are going to be some steps in there that you're not going to want, that you have to take and you have to do the work. And a lot of us don't want to do that.
That's it.
So you have to do the work. And you have to do the work without the negativity, you know. There ain't no good black men out there.
It's a lot of good men.
Men, period.
Purple, brown, blue, green,
and
black.
For men, it's a lot of good women out there that want the same thing.
It is.
So when God felt that I was ready, 2014, he presented 3 guys in front of me. And I thought these were the perfect guys, right?
Come on now.
I thought they were 3 perfect guys. I just knew. But then every time I didn't sleep with anybody.
You saw them red signs.
I saw that I got exactly. One told me that I would never
Her
get
eyes were wide open.
That they were wide open. I was ready.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money you spend on me. I was ready.
Keep spending.
But one told me that I would never get a man because I wasn't ready to sleep, like
you weren't ready to bust it out.
Right. I said, okay. Now this was a perfect guy too, perfect career and everything, but that came out your mouth.
Perfect.
Okay, bye. The other one was he didn't have time, he didn't support, that was out. And the other one was he just really wasn't interested.
You moved over that one quite fast. He didn't have time and he wasn't supportive.
He wasn't supportive.
And for me nowadays, those two things are big.
Supportive.
You got to support me and you got to make time for me.
Got to.
Because we all know you make time for what you want to make time
exactly.
for. If it's important,
you're
going to make time for that.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
And then here comes Chef. He supported, he actually purchased my book. He didn't ask for it. He didn't say, let me hold it. He gave me that $20 right out. I had, books in my trunk.
Hey, if you're an author, you always got books with you.
He went to the trunk. We, met during homecoming, Morris Brown homecoming, Wings on Wheat, and yeah,
Wings on Wheat.
Yeah,
okay.
They call us the wow couple because that's where we actually met. Like we met and we had locked in, and he pulled out that $20. How much your book? I said, well, it's 20. Okay, here you go. Boom, right down the spot.
Cash ready.
Cash ready.
That's what I'm talking about.
And he said he read it. I don't know how much y'all are read because sometimes I be like, you ain't read Woman on
You didn't read that book.
Because you look, you know.
Said wrong. You should know. He didn't read the book.
So
Chef, go read the book.
7 years later, 7 years later. And that's how I knew that, again, God is a healer. Mm-hmm. And I tell people and I tell women, there is someone for you. We overlook because we think the packages that you're right. We overlook these packages that we put in because again, me and Chef, we totally opposite. But what confirmed everything, my mother, my grandmother, my 92-year-old aunt now, who's 92, and my uncles and my
when them seasoned saints say yes.
And they actually, one came down to pray for us in the middle of the schoolyard.
Aww.
Yeah, she brought my aunt, great aunt, she brought the
oil out.
Yeah, and she prayed for us. And that was a confirmation of it. And they all said, that's what you need.
That's what you
That's
need.
what I need.
That's it.
And that was all I need.
It's all you need.
That was all I needed. So, yeah.
Chef, you're on.
Now, that don't mean it's perfect now, because we done had some ups and downs, but again.
If he perfect, he don't exist.
Exactly. And that was a lesson for me, because remember, I said I needed everything to be perfect. So God had to show me that
you were obsessed with
I was
perfection.
Obsessed with perfection. Yeah.
There is no perfect man. If you are perfect, please go the opposite way.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry. So I want to take this time and tell you thank you for coming to sit down and talk about your book.
Thank you.
Let's talk about how to reach you.
Yes.
What you got going on nowadays, now that your eyes are open and you happily married to this wonderful chef.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you got going on.
Well, of course, live every week, every Saturday here, the Mail Room. From 10 to 1 p.m. And then now every other Friday, debut TMR After Dark, so it's an extension.
Ooh, After
Dark on IG. That's at 10, and you look out for that. Right now, I am accepting new clients. I have some things that's coming up, so go into my website. I am TrinetteLCollier.com and keep up with the calendar. Sign up. And I do have the Woman on Fire podcast that's in rotation. So if you want to be a guest on there to share your testimonies of triumph, you can sign up for there. You can go into my link tree and there's a form that you can fill out because I want people to understand that this process, this journey, your testimony is healing. And if you can help someone else to not go through, and we're going to go through life, but some things I feel like we can help others. You don't have to. Yeah. So I am looking, that is open if you want to share your story of testimonies of triumph, because it's all victory. We celebrating the victory, because if you went through it, guess what? You won.
That's it. It's victory.
That's victory
over victim.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Well,
So,
I appreciate you stopping in
I thank
here
you.
talking with us. As our closing remarks, I do want you to make sure you check out her journal. It's a 30-day journal.
Yeah.
30-day journal to building self-love. It's called Steps. It's also on her website. In here, she has 5 characteristics of unhealthy relationships. Women, these are things that we need to look out for. These are things that you need to recognize. And at the moment you recognize these things, make the U-turn and make the adjustments in yourself. The first one is low self-esteem and confidence. The second is not able to be yourself. When you can no longer be you, that is a clue.
Yes.
Neglecting self physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. If you can't pray in front of that man or with that man, run.
Yep.
If he can't pray and cover you, run. If y'all have 2 different religions, that's being unequally yoked, run. The next one is feeling unappreciated. Sorry, if he don't appreciate you and who you are and all of your flaws and all of your glory, that's a flag.
Yeah.
And the other is not having a voice, having little to no voice. If you are unable to voice your concerns, your thoughts, your opinions, if you think there's going to be backlash, there's going to be a problem, run, sis, run.
Right.
So we want to thank you for coming and sitting down with us on Conversations with Sister E. We appreciate it. We had some laughs and some ooh-wees. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But I still want to go find this brother. Shoot, where he at? He was the mistake. You know what? I'm sorry, because men can get healing. God said I made a mistake with that one. Wait a minute. No. Men can get healed too.
Right.
Okay, right now. So they can get healing. And they can grow and grow and become better. But him, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Chef, we love you.
Forgiveness is the key. In order for you to move on, and this is the part that people don't want to understand, you got to forgive to move on. It's not for him or her, but it's for you. Because if not, your life is gonna be hell. Yeah, it is.
Unforgiveness is a beast,
Yes,
y'all.
it is. So.
All righty. We appreciate your time. Thank you for hanging out with us. Remember to laugh, love, and live your best life every day of the week. Keep God first. And until next week, please come back next week and join us Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we have the Praying Bride is going to join us, the Breakthrough Strategist. So be sure to come back and join us next week. And I'm your girl, Sister E, and I thank you for hanging out with us on Conversations with Sister E. This is One-on-One TKO, and we knocking it out the box. Peace out, peeps.
Good shit.